Hello and welcome to yet another informative episode of Around the World by Drishti IAS. The C5+1 is a diplomatic framework established in 2015, which serves as a pivotal platform for fostering dialogue and collaboration among 5 Central Asian nations, namely Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, and Uzbekistan, along with the United States. This initiative was officially launched in Samarkand, Uzbekistan, signifying an essential evolution in the diplomatic engagement between the United States and the Central Asian region. The primary objectives of the C5+1 framework encompass enhancing regional cooperation, addressing security concerns, and promoting economic development. The United States' participation in this diplomatic initiative is driven by its strategic interest in Central Asia, underscoring the region's significance in the realms of geopolitics, security, and economic opportunities. Now let's have a look at the historical roots of the C5+1. To understand the C5+1 fully, it is essential to appreciate its historical context. While the framework was formally launched in 2015, its foundations can be traced back to earlier efforts to engage Central Asian countries in a dialogue on regional security, economic development, and collaboration. The region's significance in terms of geopolitics, energy resources, and the potential for regional connectivity has been recognized for decades, leading to a series of diplomatic initiatives. These initiatives paved the way for the establishment of C5+1 as a structured platform for enhanced cooperation. Central Asia's historical significance as a crossroads of civilizations, cultures, and strategic interests such as the Silk Route has shaped its unique role in global politics and diplomacy. The United States' relationship with Central Asia, often described as hegemony from a distance by political scientist Edward Shorts, has been marked by a relatively limited presence in the region, despite growing security concerns in Afghanistan and Russian sway in the region trying to reorganize their relations with the Soviet-era states. Okay, now let us see what are the primary objectives of C5+1s. The primary objectives of the C5+1 framework encompass multiple facets of diplomatic engagement: regional security, economic development, regional connectivity, trade relations, and people-to-people exchanges. Okay, let's try to explain them a little. Regional security. Promoting regional security and stability has always been a top priority. Given Central Asia's strategic location, it is essential to address common security challenges, including the threat of terrorism, extremism, and transnational crime. The second one is economic development. Economic development is another core focus area. Central Asia possesses abundant energy resources, and the C5+ initiative aims to enhance economic cooperation and energy partnerships. The next one is regional connectivity. Improving regional connectivity is central to the C5+1's goals. This includes efforts to enhance transportation infrastructure and energy networks throughout Central Asia. These projects hold the potential to bolster trade and economic integration, benefiting both Central Asian countries and the United States. Other one is trade relations. The C5+1 framework provides a platform for strengthening trade relations between the United States and Central Asia. Trade has the potential to become a significant driver of economic growth in the region. And people-to-people exchanges. Encouraging people-to-people exchanges between the United States and Central Asian countries is integral to enhancing mutual understanding and fostering cultural ties. Okay, now let's see the United States' role in C5+1. The United States' involvement in the C5+1 framework can be attributed to several key factors, like geopolitical significance. Central Asia occupies a strategically vital location, acting as a bridge between Europe and Asia. Moreover, it shares border with Afghanistan, China, and Russia. The United States has a keen interest in maintaining regional stability and security. Engaging with Central Asian nations is critical to achieve these goals particularly in the context of the security situation in Afghanistan and the growing Russia-China closeness. Other one is energy resources. Central Asia is rich with diverse energy resources. In the downstream countries of Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and Turkmenistan, there are significant reserves of oil, gas, and coal. The upstream countries, Tajikistan and Kyrgyz Republic, are rich in undeveloped hydropower potential. Such natural resources make this region more important for the USA. The next one is cultural and economic ties. The USA is home to Central Asian diaspora communities, including those of Uzbek, Kazakh, and Turkmen descent. These communities contribute to the cultural diversity of country and facilitate cross-cultural exchanges, sharing their traditions, music, and cuisine. As the USA seeks to maintain a presence in Central Asia, it uses cultural diplomacy to build connections. Cultural programs, exchanges, and initiatives can help strengthen ties and promote American values. Other one is security and counter-terrorism. Central Asia faces shared security challenges, including the threats of terrorism, extremism, and transnational crime. The United States, due to its expertise in security and counter-terrorism, plays a vital role in sharing knowledge and cooperating on strategies to address these issues. Central Asia's strategic location makes it a potential corridor for extremists moving between conflict zones such as Afghanistan and the Middle East, and the USA is keen to prevent them from using this route. Additionally, Central Asia is a significant transit area for narcotics, particularly opium and heroin, from Afghanistan, which often finances terrorist organizations. Through its collaboration with Central Asian nations, the USA can work together to counter radicalization, combat extremism, and address the challenges posed by these security threats. Okay, now let's have a look at this year's summit and its significance. On September 19, 2023, the presidents of the United States, the Republic of Kazakhstan, the Kyrgyz Republic, the Republic of Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, and the Republic of Uzbekistan met on the occasion of the first ever C5+1 Presidential Summit held during the 78th session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York City. This momentous occasion marked a turning point in Central Asia-United States relations, breaking new ground as no US president had previously engaged with these leaders in such a format. Now let's understand key takeaways from this year's summit. While the summit did not witness direct mentions of Russia, several critical issues were at the forefront of discussions: counterterrorism and security, economic relations, and critical minerals dialogue. Now let's explain them briefly. Counterterrorism and security. Counterterrorism remained a core theme in the discussions. President Biden pledged to bolster cooperation with Central Asian nations in this realm, alongside border security and law enforcement. The United States had already invested significantly in border security, emphasizing the prevention of terrorist, drug, and weapon smuggling. Other one is economic relations. Economic cooperation took center stage during this summit. President Biden emphasized the importance of facilitating trade with US companies and promoting private sector investments in Central Asia. In fact, the private sector had already invested over $31 billion in commercial ventures in the region by 2020. The hunger for further investment in Central Asia aligns with the region's push for larger foreign investment projects, making economic connectivity a focal point of Central Asian US diplomacy. And the next one is critical minerals dialogue. Perhaps the most surprising topic was the proposal for a C5+1 critical minerals dialogue. This dialogue would center on critical minerals essential for manufacturing clean energy technology, such as chromium, copper, and lithium. Central Asian countries, particularly Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan, possesses significant mineral resources and stand to benefit from geopolitical opportunities. This dialogue could be a mutually advantageous initiative considering the US's desire to reduce dependence on Chinese sources for critical minerals. Okay, finally, let's jump to the conclusion. Contemporary times have witnessed Central Asia gaining paramount significance for the United States. The emergence of a new Cold War rivalry with China and ongoing confrontations with Russia is exemplified by the Ukraine conflict, underscore the region's pivotal role. Central Asia's position as a bridge between China and Russia highlights its value as a region the United States aims to engage with rather than witness aligning with anti-US blocs. The proposed critical minerals dialogue within the C5+1 framework represents a promising avenue for cooperation, yet it remains in the discussion phase and presents potential political challenges due to China's vested interest in the critical mineral sector. The diplomatic efforts through the C5+1 framework reflect the United States' unwavering commitment to addressing shared challenges, fostering economic ties, and maintaining a strategic presence in this vital region. As global dynamics evolve, Central Asia remains a critical pivot for US foreign policy, and the C5+1 framework is a key instrument in advancing American interests in this dynamic and geopolitically significant part of the world. Thank you for watching and best wishes from Drishti IAS.